Schon heute könnten 1000 Euro auf Ihr Konto eingehen und das ist durchaus realistisch. Wenn Sie dieses Video ansehen, haben Sie Glück. Sie gehören zu einer kleinen Gruppe ausgewählter Personen, denen diese Möglichkeit offen steht. Mit Hilfe unserer automatisierten Plattform können Sie im ersten Monat mehr als 35.000 Euro verdienen. Keine Vorkenntnisse, keine komplizierten Verfahren. Das System arbeitet vollständig automatisch und lässt Ihr Kapital mit jeder Minute wachsen. Dieses Angebot ist zeitlich begrenzt und auf eine bestimmte Teilnehmerzahl beschränkt. Nicht jeder erhält Zugang dazu. Sie sehen dieses Video, weil Sie ausgewählt wurden. Bereits am Ende des Monats werden mehr als 30.000 Euro auf Ihrem Konto sein, das garantiere ich Ihnen. Falls Sie in der ersten Woche nicht 7.000 Euro verdienen sollten, zahle ich Ihnen persönlich 30.000 Euro als Entschädigung. Um loszulegen, registrieren Sie sich über den unten stehenden Link und halten Sie Ihr Telefon griffbereit. Einer unserer Mitarbeiter wird sich mit Ihnen in Verbindung setzen, um Ihr Konto zu aktivieren und den Prozess zu starten. Die Möglichkeit ist da, jetzt liegt die Entscheidung bei Ihnen.
Is a common area of struggle, I think both for our team and for other teams. I think it's felt both ways, is in the ways that we work cross-functionally, trying to negotiate that work. And so in the past, sometimes it's come in ad hoc or last minute. And so you say, okay, I'm working on this thing, but all of a sudden this analyst report that if I would have known about it a month ago, I would have planned for it. But now that it dropped on my plate, I have to shove other stuff off the plate, or this field marketing event. So the goal is to try to avoid that, like shove off the plate and plan for this stuff. So I asked the field marketing team to tell us all the events that they need. And they did. Has anybody looked at this yet?
It was a few days ago, I think, but there were like three big events was what it really boiled down to, right?
So,
and the other thing I'll mention just before because maybe you'll answer it or not, but if I ask it first, you will. Which is just that it was a little hard to tell which ones were already taken. And each of them that I clicked into, ultimately, I found they were taken, even after reading through the thread and that kind of thing. So I wondered if we could assert a label, or is there a label that I'm just missing? Is there some way they indicate we've already got the PMM for this?
So that is a good question. So honestly, I asked for these in like a spreadsheet, and my thought is that field marketing would have asked us for like 20 events, but in reality, it was only 10. And so among a team of like 6 people, including myself, so 5 PMMs and me, that would serve as like speakers and moderators for these events. And Alita, if this was something of interest to you, we could also like include you in the loop and get you kind of doing this kind of thing. But that feels kind of reasonable. That's like less than 2 each for the quarter. Does that seem like a reasonable amount of requests from field? I thought it was much higher than that.
I think we've done much higher than that, at least in the last quarters. I would say I've done at least 4 to 5.
Yeah, same.
In the last quarter.
Yeah, I feel the same way too. But so I thought this was going to be a lot longer list.
Is there an allowance for some number of them that will still pop up?
I was going to say, I'm guessing there are ones that they may not have thought through.
My explicit ask is can you tell us everything you need for the quarter? And is that reasonable? If it's not reasonable, then let me know. But is this a reasonable ask? And I was assured, yes, this is a completely reasonable ask. So to your point, maybe everything's not on here, but at least we have a framework. So if something else comes on this quarter and it's not on this list now, we have some kind of a framework to say we either can or can't support that. So to Brian's point, I am wondering if there is like a way to sort by like assignee. So I can think of two ways to do this, Brian. One, we could like port all of these into a spreadsheet so we could look at them and say, okay, well, there's 10 of them, but 7 of them are security and they all want Cindy, right? Like that's not going to work, right? So I don't have a good way to sort these for now. That's kind of why I just wanted to chat about it as a team for ideas. I asked for them in a spreadsheet. They're like, no, we work out of issues. We want issues. I was like, issues is fine. We'll work with the issues. But to your point, Brian, this view doesn't help us. So any suggestions on how to like parse this?
We could just have a 2-state label. Got a PMM, don't got a PMM. Something like that.
Wasn't that SM request assigned?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but
Okay.
Are they each individual? Yeah, that would work.
Okay, so it could be like label equals.
We have one, yeah.
Yeah, we've got it there. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I hate these labels, but hey, if it becomes helpful, SM request assigned. So let's see. Actually, it would be label. So it looks like 2 of them have that. So we would want label does not equal SM request assigned.
Yeah. Well, then as usual, it's label hygiene. So like if somewhere in the comments someone says, "Yep, I got it," but then the label doesn't flip, then it's still whatever. Maybe it wasn't a big enough concern to engineer a solution. But
yeah, I mean it would be.
Well, there's a May 5th event there, so hopefully that's assigned to someone.
Yeah, look at that. That's like tomorrow, right? So that's even
Tacos and tequila.
Is there anybody? Fern.
Fern has taken this one, and this one got moved actually. So yeah, one's in the 27th instead.
I think it's
of
from
4th.
last quarter, and it, or maybe it got moved to the 27th. So,
Yeah.
Oh, and I was thinking of Emily's comment on the issue there, where she mentioned that they need help on Google Next, KubeCon, and AWS.
So that's also on the list, and that's under corporate marketing.
Yeah.
So field marketing and corporate marketing are like, they both run events, right? And so corporate marketing are large company-wide global events, things like KubeCon, Google, Next.
That's why it seems like there's more, because there are more. They're just categorized differently.
Yeah, so like big events like reInvent or KubeCon, those are corporate marketing. Field marketing will be like a regional event. And in non-COVID times, this could be an in-person event, but it usually would be for region. These days they're all virtual because of COVID. So that might be some of the reasons why we feel like we're doing. So let's chat about corporate marketing in a moment. I'm hesitant to prescribe the label because it's like just an extra step if there is a way, but if that becomes helpful, maybe like we can go through and try that out. So if you pick one up, maybe change the label to assigned. And since there's only 10, I'll try to go through these by the end of the day. I think my ask would be like, can you go through, maybe that I just need to do that. Maybe I just need to go through and see if they have assigned for field. So let's do that. Okay, so field. I'll do this today, and I should have done it for this meeting to see what's not assigned. If I ping in the Slack channel for folks to pick stuff up, does that kind of work? And if you see any that are like, oh, this is my topic, I can take this, then please do pick it up. Comment and add. Yeah.
And I only commented because everything I checked was ultimately assigned. Like somebody had picked it up, and there wasn't a way to see that. And it was like 30 or 40 minutes of reading, comment threads to go through the list of them. I was like, well, we probably all don't want to do that. So it felt like, oh, what's a better way? But maybe the better way is you do it.
Yeah, and you know
So
what?
one person does it. Yeah,
Maybe I can make a board, because you can put these onto a board,
that's good.
and then you can have like columns for people. And so if it's not assigned to like somebody on this team, it'll be in like the not assigned column, right? Maybe. I don't know. Let me think on that. There's a reason why I didn't want issues, but if issues were easier to work with. Okay. So